Are you speaking specifically about the defensive line? Oh, it was huge because, obviously, we push each other to a level that I can't really explain, in words. It was truly a blessing to go through it with those guys because just the things we did off the field really propelled us and made us better as far as our careers. And also just the aspect of it's not a lot of plays to go around out there when you're playing with guys like that. So it really taught me the mentality of, not taking any plays off, learning to really push and fight every single play because if you want to have an impact, you got to scratch and claw with my brothers out there. So it was really, really good. We made it a competition for sure.
How crazy is it to think you guys got what, 4 or 5 defensive linemen from the same team at the combine here?
Five. It's crazy, but it's a blessing, and it's something that, we worked hard for it. We weren't entitled to anything. We didn't expect it, but it was always a goal for us to get to this moment and be invited to such a great event like this. So it's a blessing for real.
Clelin, you hear a lot from people about your effort, energy level, even late games, how you never want to come off the field and you can play through. First of all, I assume that's a point of pride for you, and second of all, where does that come from right now?
It just comes from my love for the game and more so just my why. I do it because a lot of people where I come from don't have the opportunity to do the things they love to do, and I was one of the blessed ones to be able to do that. So, unless it's dire need of me not needing to not be on the field, I'm not going to sub myself out for anything like that. I want to be on the field and help my teammates, and that's what it starts for. It starts with the people that you play for, and that's my teammates. So I want to be out there. I want to have an impact for them. I want to help us win. So that's always just been kind of, my side.
Clelin, this is a very deep defensive line class, especially on the edge. Yeah. What is it about your game that maybe sets you apart from some of the other guys in this class?
I just feel like, my versatility is something that is very, very important when I feel like, you talk about my game. And I feel like that has always given me an edge as far as, giving me a benefit on the field. Not only just my versatility as a player, I can play defensive end. I played some defensive tackle this year, 3 technique. I've also played dropped in the coverage outside linebacker. But not only just doing those things, but I feel like I've done them at a consistently a high level. So that's always given me a bit of confidence as far as my play. And I've done it against, considering the best competition so far playing in Clemson. So that was a blessing as well.
Clelin, how big of an impact has Marion Abbey had on your college career?
Oh, huge, man. That's been a hot question I've been getting all week, who was one of the most influential coaches for me. And Coach Abbey was somebody that really, if it wasn't for him, I don't feel like I would have became the player that I am today. And just because his coaching style and his caring about his players really changed my whole mindset towards the game. So that was so huge, and I can never, repay him for it, man. I'm forever indebted to him for that.
Could you see yourself reuniting with him with the Miami Dolphins?
Say that one more time.
Could you see yourself reuniting with Coach Abbey and the Miami Dolphins?
Always. That's a big. That would be a great thing. I love the Dolphins. Love any team that would love to have me for sure, and it would make it even better since he's there for sure. Because I know his coaching style, the way he coaches, the way I want to be coached for sure. So, but I'll be happy with whatever team wants to have it for sure.
How would you describe his coaching style?
Very demanding. Very demanding. A lot of times he sees things in you that you probably don't see in yourself, and a lot of kids don't know how to handle that, because when you cross those white lines, he knows what he can get out of you, and a lot of times you don't think you can bring that out of yourself, but he demands it in a way that really can either make you or break you. And so I always just looked at it as him trying to make me better because I really cared about this game a lot, and I wanted to, impress him because he coached so many great players before me and still has after me. So it was somebody where I kind of wanted to leave a print on his mind about me when it was done for him to be coaching me. So this is how much he demands of me, of his players, and how he sees and wants the best for them. So that was really good.
What's it like to play on such a dominant defensive line? How often were you double teamed?
I've experienced almost every, different blocking scheme, double team. I've been triple team at times. It's really just been different at every single level. You know what I mean? I feel like this past season, my first couple years, I experienced a chip block, so the running back with a tight end chipping you. But this past season, it was more so like I feel like the entire offense that we were playing against, I feel like their main game plan was it's different when you're going against a really good defensive line. So it's not just, okay, we got to stop this guy so we can just chip him. But it's more so our whole game plan has to be revolved around stopping this entire front. So that's a lot of max protection, keeping everybody in, a lot of heavy personnel in the backfield, and they just send it like 2 wide receivers down the field. So I've experienced the whole run of things, and it's been good for my development as a player for sure.
What was it like growing up with military parents? What was it like growing up with military parents?
Oh, that was something that was a gift and a curse for me. My mom, she served in Desert Storm. My father was in Vietnam, and he passed away when I was 13, and that was really, really big for me because they loved the aspect of just integrity. So they always demanded that, you know, did the right things, went about my business the right way, and did it in a manner where it was respectful because, you know, they were really big on, you know, not hanging around the wrong people. So they always talked to me about, you know, making sure that I keep the right company. So it was just a lot of different things that they drew from the military and brought into my life for sure.
She had asked you about playing with energy before. Does that maybe come into play there too, where you're just kind of used to being pushed and pushed, that it's just kind of second nature to you?
I wouldn't say it comes so much from my parents. My mom and dad, they didn't really care too much about me playing sports. They were happy that I played it, but they were more so about me going to college. You know, me and my brothers and sisters were first generation college students, so they were huge on that. You know, they could really care less how I got there. They just wanted me to get there. And that was really their main focal point. And obviously they loved playing me sports, always supported me. We're at every single game, but they wanted me to get an education for sure.
The 49ers are going to go ahead with the wide 9 system. How would you fit into that?
I would love it. I would love it, you know, regardless. And not even just that system, but regardless of what system a defense has. I feel like throughout my film in college, you know, I've showed that I can play in about any other defense that can ask of me. So, and the 49ers are a great organization, have a great defensive line. I met the coach, the defensive line coach. I love his energy, a great guy. I like the whole entire coaching staff, so it was really, really, I would enjoy it for sure.
When you talk about the rest of your defensive line, do you pay attention to where you think everybody's going to go in that first round?
No, it don't really matter. It don't matter. I don't pay attention to where everybody says I'm going to go. It don't really matter. I know what my guys are capable of. And the same way when we were at Clemson, people doubted us. People doubted, you know, what they felt like our ability as a team was and what me and these different players could do. I just know that those things aren't something that we can't control, so I can't really focus on that. You really have no idea until draft day.
Do you compare and contrast yourself with the other DN guys, though?
No. I don't measure my level of potential or my greatness that I'm trying to achieve to somebody else because then I won't know what my full potential is. So I really more so just focus on being the best me that I can be.
What sets you apart from other guys in this draft?
What'd you say?
What sets you apart from maybe the other defensive linemen in this draft?
He had asked me that before. I feel like my versatility for sure. My versatility and just the consistent level that I played at. And the high level that I played at as well. And doing it against the best, you know, competition that you can play against in college football. And, you know, just a different, my understanding of the game, my natural ability, everything, just my whole entire package that I can bring to the game and to the team, I feel like it's something that's really important.
Clelin, that's a tough time in your life. That's a tough time for a young man to lose your father. And I'm sure he was obviously one of the biggest influences in your life. How difficult was that for you to overcome, and how do you still handle it to this day? And do you dedicate your career to him or anything like that?
It was really, really tough. That was probably one of the toughest moments in my life, you know. Obviously, I'm the youngest of 9 children, so my dad wasn't just a father to us. He was really the rock of my family, so he kept the entire family together. Not even just my brothers and sisters, but, you know, aunts, uncles, everybody that across country that really had a connection to our family. My dad was kind of the one that kept everybody together. And for me, you know, when my mom had to take on that role of being the father figure, it was kind of hard on me because my dad had done that for 13 years already, and I wasn't used to having my mom try to teach me the things that my dad was going to teach me. So it was a bit of a transition for me. I was a little bit rebellious at first. You know, I was young, I was 13. You know, puberty and all that's going on. And so I was really in a headwind. You know, I was so naive at the time as well, but. At the end of the day, my mom did such a great job, and that's something I can never take for granted with her. Man, she really became my rock after that. So.
What was it like growing up with that many siblings?
A gift and a curse, I would say. You know, obviously it's a beautiful thing when you have so many different siblings and you all share something in common, but you're also all different. So, and you know you have different people that you can call on for anything. Like, there's never not somebody I can call for something, or they can call me as well. So it's always good in that aspect, but it's a lot of chaos as well. A lot of different personalities. They don't always mix and gel, but at the end of the day, it's all love. For sure.
What's it like to be? Do you think that that's part of the reason growing up with that many personally, do you think that's part of the reason why you've so cherished being so close with your other defensive line teammates?
Oh yes, that's the biggest thing that I love about football. You know, obviously the competitiveness of the game, but just the aspect of I consider my family my first team ever, and to be able to go through struggles and success with my family, I relate that to football because I did the same thing with my team. You know, for my family, we was my mom and my brothers and sisters. We all trying to get a chance to go to college. So that was our goal. But as far as football, we're trying to win a championship, and you go through struggles throughout the season that same way that I did with my family. So that's kind of how I relate the two things for sure.
And Clelin, what about guys like Chubb and Joey Bosa come into the league?
Yeah.
Kind of